introduce you to bass motion drill number 16. This is a simple kind of line. Each phrase is going to start with a fifth and end with a tenth, and we're going to move it through the key. This is the soprano and bass line from a chorale of Johann Sebastian Bach's. I just saw this phrase in the midst of the entire chorale and liked the motion and thought it would be a nice way to have a bass motion exercise here, a drill. So we're going to start always with a fifth. I'll run through the fifths first. In the key of 1 sharp, C and G, 10 and 12, B and F sharp, 9 and 11, A and E, 7 and 9, G and D, 5 and 7, and now we get the only one that's not a perfect fifth. We get this augmented fourth. So you could think of it as a flat 5, but I think traditionally fifths were always classified as perfect along with octaves because they couldn't be altered. This is a way more traditional theory reading. So augmented fourth, or we could say diminished fifth. But the old, I'm talking old theorists said it was just perfect octaves and perfect fifths. Because they were immovable. Fourths could be augmented or diminished, etc. So here we do have F sharp and C, 4 and 5. So in each case we're going to start with a fifth and come down to a tenth. C and G, 4th and 3rd strings, 10 and 12. I'm sliding my first finger down to the 9th fret B, using 3rd finger to get A, 12th fret of the 5th string. If you wanted to do a little extra work above, you could go up to the first inversion of each of these. This is something we've covered in other melodic motion etudes and bass motion drills, but so in this case 10 and 12, G and B, with the upper neighbor tone C, 13th fret, and then B and D, 14 and 15. The pairs would be it'd be worth working these out. If you're not familiar with these, it's always going to go from some kind of a tenth to another kind of a tenth. The bass is always going to go up a third, and the melody is going to go up a third. So that would be more like a melodic motion etude right there. So we end up with G and B, 10 and 12. Now the next one, another fifth to begin with. So B and F sharp, 9 and 11. I'm pulling off to the 7th fret, B, A, G. I'm using 3rd finger on the 10th fret to get that G note, and coming down to what would be a D chord in first inversion, 9 and 10. Now how about coming from 7 and 9, A and E, down to G, 5th fret, and then 3rd finger, 9th fret of the 5th string. Then E and G, 7 and 8, E and G. We could go up to that pair of the inversion pair if we want. Then what do we have? Just like the first one, try to keep these notes long and ringing if you can. If you're playing along, I hope so. So 5 and 7, sliding down to 4, G and D, F sharp, E, while we're still holding that D. And then we end up with D and F sharp, 5 and 7. So now we're going to get our little tritone here if we want. 4 and 5, F sharp and C. And notice in this key I'm saying F sharp, and it really is F sharp. It's not a modification of G in this case. We could say, oh, it's a flat 5. Well, I suppose the interval is a tritone, but we could look at this really as a augmented fourth. So So 4 and 5, pulling off to 2, E, F sharp, E, D. I hope the pattern's familiar to you already. So they all give us little footpaths to work on as far as bass lines. Staggering the entrances of the last two notes. So I hope this finds you well and enjoying your music, playing things that you like, that you enjoy. I do hope this channel can be a part of that, of your enjoyment and your continued learning. Let me know if you have requests for future videos or things you'd like to see me touch upon here. And I wish you, as always, a very good day.